Hello, everybody. I'm doing a little series on microeconomics, and I'm going to be covering this at about a beginner to intermediate level. So, hopefully, by the end of this, you'll have a much more solid foundation in microeconomic theory. So, the first idea that I wanted to talk about is this idea of demand, which is a really important concept in microeconomics. If you wanted to define demand, you could say something like the number of units that a consumer is to purchase of a particular good at a given price. So let's break this down. We're talking about goods here, right? So what's an example of a good? Could be something like pizza or football tickets, or I don't know, it could even be houses. So each of these things has demand because people are willing to purchase them. People want these things, therefore there is demand. The definition also says at a given price. So the number of units demanded is going to be different as the price changes. And this is kind of intuitive, right? If pizza, let's say, if pizza costs $20 a slice, you might be willing to purchase 0 slices of pizza. But if it costs $1 a slice, you might be willing to purchase 8 slices. And then there's everything in between. But this number, this quantity demanded, denoted this, is the important number here. Quantity demanded. And there are a number of factors that affect this quantity demanded. So if you think about the market for pizza and you wonder how many slices of pizza are in demand in a given time period, in a day, a week, a month, a year, how many slices of pizza are people consuming? And the factors that affect that are as follows. So they're known as the factors of demand. The first one we have is the price of a related good. Price of a related good. So sticking with the pizza example, a calzone may be a related good. And in order for people to have demand for pizza, the price has to be competitive with goods that are similar to it, like a calzone. So let me see if I can change my color here. The good must be preferable to other options. The second factor is income. So a consumer has to be able to afford the good that they want in order to participate in that demand. If the price of a good is really low, like if pizza is all of a sudden $1 per slice, we're going to see an increase in the quantity demanded, as opposed to pizza being $20 a slice, where we'll see a sharp decrease in the quantity demanded. The third piece is consumer tastes. So this is not rocket science. Consumers just have to like the good. Nobody wants something that they don't like. So that's all that one is saying. And then the fourth piece is advertising. So the consumers actually have to know about the good. See if I can make some notes. So consumer must be able to afford it. Consumer must like it, and consumer must know about it. Now we can collect data on the demand for a certain good like pizza and actually plot the demand curve on a graph. So the way we would do that is we might have a column chart as follows with price and quantity. And when we're measuring demand, we want to know how many goods a consumer is willing to purchase based on the price. So we'll have price here and then quantity demanded here. And let's chart the demand for an individual person, one person that's in the market for pizza. Let's just assume there's only one person that likes pizza and is willing to purchase it. We can construct this pretend demand curve. So if we have, we'll call this person A. If we ask person A, hey, if pizza was $1, how many slices would you be willing to buy? And they might say something like 10 slices. And at $2 per slice, how many slices would you be willing to buy? And, they might say something like 8, and the pattern may go something like this. And we can chart this. So we do our little y-axis here. In economics, we always put the price on the y-axis and the quantity demanded on the x-axis. That's just the way we do it. Even though price is the independent variable in this case, the independent variable normally goes on the x-axis. In economics, we do it the opposite way. So continuing the chart, see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 8, 10. And we plot the points. So at a price of 5, this person is only willing to purchase 2 slices. At a price of 4, 4 slices. Price of 3 is 6 slices. 2 is 8 slices, and 1 is 10. And we just connect the dots. Now, I chose these points conveniently so that it would make a straight line. And using these 2 points, we can actually calculate the equation of this demand curve. So all we have to do is find the slope. So this point here is 2, 5. And this point here is 4, 4. So in order to plot this demand curve, we can use point slope form. So just a reminder, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope. So as a slope, we would get y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, which in this case would be equal to 4 minus 5 over 4 minus 2, left with negative 1/2. So negative 1/2 is our slope. And if we plug in point slope, the point and the slope in our y-axis, or in our equation, we have 4 equals minus 1/2 times 4 plus b. We have 4 equals negative 2 plus b. b equals 6. So our equation is y equals minus 1/2 x plus 6. And we have just constructed our first demand equation. Now note this is an individual, Note this is an individual demand curve. Individual demand curve. The reason this is an individual demand curve is because it's only taking data from one person in the market. We can also take a demand curve of another person in the market. So if person B had a demand curve or had these data points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 9, 6, 3, 0. So we can plot this for person B. So remember price, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Price is on the y-axis. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 3. 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And same thing. We just plot the points. So we have when price is 5, quantity is 0. When price is 4, we have 3. So something like that. 6. When price is 3, when price is 2, we have 8. When price is 1, we have, oh no, sorry, we don't have 8, we have 9. When price is 2, and then when price is 1, we have 12. So we end up with a line, something like this. We'll label this D2. We're going to call this D1. Demand curves are denoted D. And we're going to do the same thing and find the equation of this demand curve. So we're going to use our point slope form. So y equals mx plus b. M is going to be equal to, so this point is 0, 5, and then this point is 2, 4. So m is going to equal 4 minus 0 over 2 minus 5. That's going to be 4 over 3. It's going to be minus 4 over 3. So we are going to do 5 equals, oh, we know b is equal to 5 because this is the y-intercept right here. So we have y equals minus 4 thirds x plus 5. Now we have two people in the market. You might be asking, how do we find the demand curve for the whole market, not just two individual people? And it's really quite easy. I'm just going to add it here. So if we go up and get our data points from our first demand, or from our person A up here, we'll actually call this a 1. So their points were 10, 8, 6, 2, 4, 2. This was Q1. Now to get the market demand curve, QM, all you have to do is add 2. So let me try to draw this in a different color. So I don't like that color. Let's use gold. So this would be 22, 17, 12, 7, 2. And then we would plot these points on this graph to get the market demand curve. I'm not going to do that on here because we don't have enough space, but that's essentially how you do it. Go back to my other pen. The other way you can do it is by just adding these two together. So market demand equals sum of individual demand. Here we'll call this y1 and y2. So those will be y1 plus y2. That's equal to, y1 is equal to minus 1/2 x plus 6 plus 6. And here we have minus 4/3 x plus 5 plus minus 4/3 x plus 5. And we just add like terms. So we're going to have minus 1/2 x plus, oh, it's actually going to be minus 4/3 x plus 11. Then this will become negative 3 over 6x minus 8 over 6x plus 11. After we combine these terms, we're going to get minus 11 over 6x plus 11. Now this equation right here is going to be our market demand curve for pizza. Market demand. And in this market, person A and person B are the consumers. And we know their preferences because of their own respective demand curves that we constructed based on the price that they'd be willing to pay for a slice of pizza. We simply added those together and ended up with the market demand curve. This M stands for market.